Okay, here we are with the project then, and the first job we're going to look at is the rear subframe. So what we've done is we've dropped it back down on the ground and we're going to jack it up, take the subframe out and just do a once over check to see what is or isn't needed. It looks a bit crusty, but it doesn't look like it needs a replacement subframe, so it may be we just take it out, strip it down, paint it again, rebush the radius arms, check the bearings, hubs, brakes, etc. and then we'll go from there. But we'll get it out first, get it on the bench, and then we'll do a rundown of the strip down of the subframe.
Right, so we've jacked the back up. Normally that's all you'd really need to do. So you jack it up by the rear subframe and then support some wood under the strongest part of the rear floor, because remember we've got to drop the subframe out, so we can't leave the stands under the subframe. However, on this car being a little bit unique and strange to us, the exhaust is welded all the way along. So it's a one-piece exhaust. I don't know if it's been welded on the car or how that's come about. It means we've got to now jack the front up as well, so we can release the manifold at the front, drop the whole thing down together. But before that, battery. So we just take the battery out. That earth cable is looking a bit crusty.
What we were going to do was take the inlet and exhaust manifold off, obviously while the engine's still in place, but as you can see it's had an odd inlet manifold on here, so it's probably going to be easier and a bit quicker if we just cut the exhaust system off from the bottom of the manifold, so we can get the system out, and then we'll take this out once the engine comes out.
Okay, so we've delicately re-engineered the front section. There's only this one hanger left, so we pop that off and the exhaust should fall off. It's free. Long life stainless steel. We've got some super heavy duty axle stands. You see they're making it as high as possible, which is only going to help now we take the subframe out. Actually, it's got a genuine Mowog stamp there, so it may even be the original subframe. We want to start taking the fuel out because we've got half a tank of fuel in there, so we need to get this out. We've got an electric pump hanging onto the subframe just there. So we're loosening off these pipes and it will all come out.
Spare wheel out first, so 11/16 socket. We'll just spin this out. There we go.
Looks pretty good under there.
Very nice.
So these are the 3.5-inch wide rims. If you see there, it actually says made in Rhodesia.
Just pop these two cables off here. We might as well take it out properly. Right, just take the strap off now.
So that's the strap coming apart, and then we should be able to get the tank out. So someone swaps the standard tank drain plug for some kind of big fuel line union. It's going right through the floor and it doesn't come out very easily. I think it's either worn out or metric. So we've got that off. Now the tank should come out.
Tank's out now.
Okay, the next bit then, really want to be taking the handbrake cable out. So Steve is just going to start by taking the front seats out.
Just to make life easy.
There's only 4 bolts, so it should be a piece of cake.
There we go then, so I'll just pop this seat back over into the back. There we go.
Obviously being careful, we put all the bolts back in as well, although you can get all these, no problem at all. It's a good idea to always put them back. So been an earlier car, it's got the twin handbrake cables. See, making sure to keep all these little springy bits all together.
Okay, that's the nuts off. That will release the cables and everything off. So if you just leave those there for a sec.
Okay, yeah, next one. Yep. Okay, we're free. So I doubt these have ever been taken off. Just be really gentle, lever that back. Okay, Steve, yeah, all off. Cables have come through now. Look at that, easy. You see it's got a brake pressure regulator. It's like a T-piece that reduces the pressure to the rear so you're not locking them up. We've got a proper brake pipe spanner here, 7/16. Yeah, and that comes undone, no problem. Could just cut this, but it's a little bit too much of a bodge for my liking. So grip the outside of the damper body and take the nuts off on the top. So we've got 8 more screws to come undone, fixings. These 2 go through, got a nut on the inside.
I'm going to take the 2 screws out that mount the subframe into the heel board now. On the early cars they have this little protection plate on. It's a bit of a pain actually, but it looks like it's been bodged in with 2 screws. So we'll leave that in situ for now and we'll just pull him over out the way just to get into the 2 screws inside there. That's the first one. I think we've cracked these off previously. No, we've not. Oh yes, we have.
I soaked them in a bit of WD-40 last night.
Oh right, okay. Coming out very, very easy. A little tiny drop of rust on the end of it. Let's take the top one out, see if it's the same. Ooh.
Not too bad.
Yeah, it's looking good. That one's not even got a drop of rust on it anywhere. Look.
Wow.
Absolutely amazing. 60-year-old car.
So it just goes to show, doesn't it? Maybe get one of these cars from a warmer climate and they're not so bad.
Yeah, preferably somewhere near the equator.
I think we are going to have to take those plates off before we drop the subframe down, just to stop damaging them. So I think the screws are rounded off, aren't they? So we've got a jack, piece of wood in the centre.
Whoa, something there. Fuel pump there. Just come on.
Nah, I did a good job of taking that to pieces. It's just free. Okay, so there you have it. Rear subframe's out. It's looking pretty good. Next episode, we're going to strip all this down and then, fingers crossed, we'll be able to save this, give it a nice coat of paint, ready to bolt back in again.